Another mid-card match we need to talk about is our boy Ric Flair. Still
Man.
out there wild in the world, still wearing suit jacket wherever he goes, and still getting absolutely plastered at a random
Oh my
bar and
God.
yelling at workers. Again, I don't know if you've seen this video. I don't know if we're allowed to play this
Uh,
video to the side of us, or maybe we'll link to it in the bio. But basically, Ric Flair was in a long tiff with some bartenders and some restaurant managers, and he came out on Twitter. I think that's how I heard about this, is that Ric Flair came out on Twitter and accosted this restaurant saying, "Don't go there. I was made fun of. I was kicked out, blah blah blah." And then the restaurant clapped back and said, "Actually, sir, this is what really happened." And we saw the footage, and Ric Flair, he said he wasn't inebriated, but my man, if that's not inebriated, we gotta check you into a hospital somewhere, because there's a lot of slurring, a lot of just
God.
floating ideas going on. There's a lot going on, and my man, the fall of Ric Flair has not been pretty over the past few
Yeah.
years, and this is another chapter. And here's the thing. I think this is Ric Flair. Like, I think if you see Ric Flair on a Tuesday, this is the Ric
Of
Flair you're
course.
gonna get, and that's the sad part, you know?
Yeah, it's just I'm not. I was gonna play clips from this. I don't think I will, because I think it is more sad, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like when you step back, but what my favorite part of the video before, like, just the Nicholas dickhead is just such a ridiculous line. What's your name, Nicholas dickhead? That's what, like, that's such a. You telling me that guy's not hammered? Oh, and it's just. I don't think we're ever going to see him on AEW television again. That would be my guess. I would never put him on AEW television again.
No.
My guess is like the 2 hours a week he's not hammered is when he's at Dynamite. So I would just, like, let's give him a
I
break.
wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe he's getting warmed up in backstage in his locker room. But seriously, just, dude, I mean, he is who he is. He's never going to change. He was on death. He was on his deathbed because of alcohol, and he's just. So, and he quit for a bit, and that's just an addiction that he can't get rid of, obviously. And it's sad to me, but I think we all, like, it's like, unless something changes, I feel like we all know how this story ends, which is why is really sad to me. So I'm not going to play the video and just overdo it, but it is worth a watch. If you haven't seen it, just check it out, just to see the state of Ric Flair, to see, like, this guy, like, needs help. I think that's what I would say about it. Is this at a pizza shop? This is not like an Uno's. This is at like a Chili's. This is like ridiculous. Like, it's not at like a bar.
It's also
like
light out. Like, it's not dark.
Yeah.
It's not midnight. It's like 4 p.m. But here's the thing, that the part of the sadness of this is there's so many great wrestlers from the past. Some of them leave us too early, and we remember them with such grace and dignity. And guys like Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair have done some things now in their later years that show a different side of them, that sort of takes that respect away from them. And again, deserve it. I'm not saying, we should play a small violin for Ric Flair. No, he deserve it, of all the hate that he has gotten over the past few years, whether they're allegations or not. But when Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan and the rest of them finally, call it a career on this wonderful life that we are leading, hopefully painless and old age, and lived a full life. I'm not saying anything bad should happen to them, but when that day gets here, how will we remember them? How will we celebrate them? How will we go forward, in that gracious run? How will we give them their flowers? Because the more that they do stuff like this, the more tarnished that image gets. And that's the sad part for me. You know what I mean? Like that, and I might be a selfish take on this whole thing, but that's the sad part for me.
No, I agree. It's like whenever the Orson Welles hammered doing a commercial in later stages of his career, it's like, you don't need to see that. Like, that guy is a great director. We don't need to see that. Ric Flair is an all-time great wrestler, a legend of the business. I don't want to see him flipping out at a pizza shop at 2 p.m. hammered. Like, that's sad. And it's more sad when you thought he was already through it. Like, he said, I'm never going to do this again. I'm giving up the drinking. And then we're right back here. It's just, that's why I'm more sad about it. I feel like it is what it is. You can't change it now. It's way too late. He's in late 70s. It's not changing now. So,
I just remember when he was going through that scary health situation, and he was really on the edge for a couple of days there. I just remember the bulk of the internet literally praying for him to kick out at 2. Like that was that was trending, like kick out at 2. Like they wanted Ric Flair to come back. And that wonderful feeling about Ric Flair when he was on the other side of things, like I don't know that that's there anymore, and that's deflating. But let's move on.
Just case in point, when AEW signed Ric Flair, everybody was like, why? That's where he is now. You know what I mean? Everybody was like, why would you sign this man? And it wasn't worth it already. It hasn't been worth it.
Woo energy, baby. That's why they signed him up.